I became an animator because art's always been a big part of my life. I'm always a really quiet person and I have a hard time expressing myself, and I think that art can give people who don't have a voice. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to become an animator, is because I wanted to inspire more people like me to be able to express themselves through art, and I think animation's a beautiful way to do that.
Because it's kind of cool, man. I mean, life's complicated, and we got all these emotions and stories and just experiences, and you can collect all of that into a single 2-hour movie. You can make it a 5-10 minute clip, and everybody's gonna resonate with that. Everybody gets it, makes sense, and I just think it's so beautiful that you can get so many different translations and ideas and perspectives, and everybody gets it. And I just want to create something like that. So it's kind of cool.
I was drawn to animation originally because, frankly, the world is boring. It's boring and it's sad and it's depressing. And the power to create your own universe, a world where you're safe, a world where you're the hero, is so tantalizing. And that was my original inspiration. But when I began to dig deeper into the medium of animation and art and film as a whole, I began to realize that it is so powerful. That not only can you create your own world, you can change the reality that you live in. It's not just secluded to children's media or to the world of imagination. Art, specifically animation, can and has changed the world. And I know it's changed my life, which is why I absolutely love it.
Stories were always a huge part of my life, and animation was the most heartfelt way of visually expressing a story that came from somebody. And so I wanted to just create stories that people could escape into the way I escaped into it. Because the world's big and scary, but when you can make your own world, it's even bigger.
Think about that. Why have I pursued this? I think the big reason why I pursued animation is it's what I feel passionate about. And it may seem a bit cliche, but I've never felt more of a drive to do something or more calling to do something. In the Bible, it talks about how there was 3 servants. They each had different talents. Their master gave them different talents, and 2 of them did something with those talents. One guy did nothing with it, and the master was like, "Hey, man, you should have done something with that talent." And I don't know, I feel like it's a gift God's given us, and if we don't use it, we don't bring it glory to Him, we're just wasting it. And I'd rather not waste it.
Hello, I am the composer, and basically what I'm trying to accomplish is tying each scene together so that it just feels right through the music, and visually, of course, it's going to match up really nicely as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
So the scene that I am working on is nothing. I'm a freeloader. I'm the supervisor. I'm just kind of hanging out right now and hitting people in the back of the head with computer mouses.
It's true, we're gonna unionize.
Oh my god, no, wait a minute, hold on.
No more union.
I could go real hard in it and be like, "Oh yeah, I don't have a license." Thanks to it. Just can't leave that. You can leave that out. I'm trying a different approach. I'm animating off an iPad. I know, right? Crazy. We're doing something a little different for my scenes. I'm trying to keep them kind of more realistic, but kind of just fun, loose. That's kind of more like my style. Avatar, Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, I really like those kind of just mixes of anime and also American Western animation. So we're trying something like that. Also, I need a tubing license, so look the fella up.
I'm doing action, a little bit of smear frames, no big deal, but I don't know, I guess inspiration. I think I was 8, I saw Dragon Ball and a bunch of dudes wailing on each other, which is kind of cool. So since then, I've just been taking from as much as I can, and we're getting this little smear frame swing. My eyes hurt. But it's worth it.
I I love horror, and one of my favorite things is when people get really dicey with animation, get into like the deeper, like darker, creepier stuff that animation is not typically allowed to get into. So like Coraline was one of my favorite movies growing up, just because of like how creepy and sinister it felt. It didn't baby the audience. It was just like a great story. So things like Coraline, Tim Burton, the Nine, those creepier, darker stories that are willing to like go there and take their audience seriously, I thought were fantastic.
Yeah, so my scene, it feels kind of like a love letter to my dad. Studio Ghibli has always been one of my favorite movie companies, and I just love their animation style. And in my scene, the daughter dances with her dad, and it just reminds me of all the magical times I spent with my dad when I was little. And so, yeah, it's also just really fun to have all the colors, and it's magical.
I'm just loosening, typical animated exercise, you know what I'm saying?
You really can't go wrong in animation. I mean, you can think it can be animated. You know, the possibilities are extraordinary due to the extraordinary mind that you have and the amount of imagination that you have, the creativity that you bring to it is really what I love about animation. You know? I mean, between 2D animation, 3D animation, mixed media, the possibilities are endless. You know? Now with the way technology works, you can do animation anywhere. Like you don't have to slave over paper doing it on, flipping threes, right? Because you're doing it by hand. You don't have to worry about having a big fancy computer anymore because you can do it from your phone or you can do it from your tablet. There's the beauty and the joy, and it's when you're done, it's that satisfaction of how hard you worked to get that end result. That's why I love animation.